So I just love skating in Japan.
Any, like, if you're going to name top 3 memories about your this year's DICE tour, what do you think?
I think the dance battle with all the dance battles with Kazuki Tomono, because he's just very funny and very good at dancing. Another favorite memory is being able to I think being able to go out and explore the city with my friends, and going to karaoke with some friends. That was lots of fun. And then the third memory I would say is probably my last performance of Starry Starry Night. That was a very good program, a very good way for me to finish the tour.
I went to that show actually. Yeah, I'm very touched by that program. And you're Lonely, the other program you've performed this time is choreographed with Mikins.
Yes,
right?
with Drew Meekins.
Do you have any plan, or do you want to choreograph a program totally by yourself in the future?
When I'm at school, it'll be hard for me to have access to a choreographer. So a lot of my ice time will be alone at the Brown ice rink. So I might spend a lot of time by myself, just working on random stuff, by myself.
Yeah.
So I actually want to bring back my Slow Dancing in the Dark program, but as like a 2.0 version, So Slow Dancing in the Dark 2.0. I wanna bring that program back. So maybe I will work on it a little bit by myself.
Oh yeah.
It's possible. I would still credit Joshua Ferris in the choreographer notes, but it depends on how much of the original I keep, Does that make sense?
Yeah. Very, very and very exciting to see that. And I think this is the most important questions from the fans.
Okay.
Do you still will participate in any ice shows in the future?
Ice shows in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what about competition?
Competitions, I'm not sure. It depends on how school's going. Because I can't train full time when going to school at the same time. So it's either one or the other for me.
Oh yeah.
But I will still train when I can and keep up my skill, my ability, so that if I do decide to return to competition, I will be ready. So I'll do what I can to keep up my condition.
And is that mean that you will not compete in next season?
In nationals?
Next season.
In 2024 nationals?
Yeah.
Or 23?
Yeah. 23 nationals.
23 nationals in San Jose?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because that will be during the school year. Or that the training for that will happen during the school year, and I won't be able to train full time. So I doubt it. Yeah.
And except for finger skating and hiking, what are you interested in or into these days?
I'm starting to learn a little bit about VC and consulting, venture capital.
Oh yeah.
And consulting. Those are good fields for me to go into with my major in economics. But as for more like casual stuff like hobbies, I guess, not career, more like hobbies. I like listening to music a lot. I've really enjoyed shopping in Japan. I don't think spending money is good for a student, but I've gotten a little bit into shopping, kind of. I wouldn't say fashion, not really fashion, but
but
Kind of.
Uniqlo.
I mean, Uniqlo is a good place to get like essentials,
Yeah.
for a good price. But I also my mom says I have expensive taste, but she thinks that like $120 for shoes is expensive. So I don't trust her when she says I have expensive taste.
Okay. Very interesting. And wait a moment. How about describe yourself in 3 words, or 3 phrases, whatever.
3 words.
Yeah.
I would say 1 word, definitely intellectual.
Intellectual.
I think intellectual, or like you're thinking a lot, And then another word is I would say driven. Driven or motivated or passionate. And then the third word would be I would say honest.
Honest.
I think honesty is very important.
And we can all feel that, actually.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Like every time I see you talking to another person, it's like you're very sincere and you're very honest telling what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there are a lot of fans in China that love you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And talks about the motivation or motivated. How do you find your inner motivation?
For me, number 1, I have to be passionate about what I'm doing. But number 2, I have to have like a hunger for more knowledge or more skill. That's where motivation comes from. So when I was young, I was extremely hungry to learn harder jumps. So that's why I tried quad luts back in 2014 or 2015.
That was extraordinary.
Well, so in 2015, not many people were doing quad luts. It was only Jinbo Yang and Chen Wei. But now everyone's doing quad luts.
Yeah.
But back then, it was only people who were able to think outside the box and like have a hunger for more than what is standard, like what is accepted. Like you have to be able to think beyond the norm and have an unusual amount of motivation to try those new and harder things. So that's what allowed me to do the quad luts.
Yeah, at that time, you said that too. Like, there's not many people that are doing quad luts. Do you get any fear that when you taking off?
Well, see, so you know how I said just now that I think a lot? So the reason that I was okay with trying quad luts is because I thought, because at that time I could do quad sao and toe already, and my triple toe is not very good. So
okay.
But I had a good triple lutz.
Yeah.
So I thought my triple toe isn't very good, but I can do a quad off of that. So if my triple lutz is good, I should be able to do a quad lutz off of that, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, it's like very logic.
Right. So even though lutz is supposed to be the hardest jump, it wasn't for me. So I kind of took that logic and that made me mentally able to approach the quad lutz better.
Whoa.
So my theory was correct. I landed the quad lutz on my 3rd try. It was my easiest quad.
Easiest. Yeah, easiest.
Yeah.
I think you might be the kind of person that's really, really maybe good at economics, because it's all about logic and rational, something like that.
I hope so. I hope so.
And I don't know whether you know it or not. You got several nicknames from the Chinese fans. One of it is, take a guess.
小周
Not. It is, but it's not the kind of nicknames.
I don't know the other ones.
And some of the fans call you California sweetheart,
California sweetheart?
which is 加州甜心.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
Because the Chinese fans think that your smile is very sweet and you are super sweet.
So is that like what does that have to do with California then?
I'm not sure.
Maybe it's just because I'm from California. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I think so.
That's really cute.
I think the point is the sweetheart.
That's really cute.
You are very cute. You should admit it that, although you may not want to.
No.
And if possible, would you give the name to your Chinese fandom? Or how you call them, like?
I don't know. I'll have to think a lot about that.
Yeah, I find it. I've already realized it.
Because I know like celebrities have like a name for their fan base,
Yeah.
or like Dimash Kudaibergen, he calls his fans dears, right? Which I think is very sweet. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
It's just like it's not on the list. Actually, I'm just thinking about it.
Sometimes they have something like wordplay off of my name, off of the name, but I don't know. Sometimes it's a completely different word, but I don't know.
And even after the words this year, your fan base, your fandom is still increasing. And if you're going to recommend a must-watch program of Vincent Zhou, which one would you choose?
I think the best programs I skated are World Championships 2019 free skate, Skate America 2021 free skate.
Yeah.
And I think Starry Starry Night from 2022 US Nationals. But I also really like my Exogenesis Symphony Part 3 program, because that was my first program with Lori Nickel, who's very special to me. And that was a very emotional program for me as well. So I would recommend that too. Also you can watch my 2011 Nationals free skate. That was when I was novice. I was 10 years old, and I skated to Iron Monkey. So that was like my first wushu program, and that was my inspiration for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon later on.
Wow.
And then also I recommend my that was 2012 Nationals. In my 2013 Nationals, that was when I was junior. I was 12 years old. Both my short program and free skate I recommend. My short program was to The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's a kind of a fun program. And then my 2013 Nationals free skate was Casablanca. But I was like very, very small back then.
But it's very cute.
And
I still can remember that.
And that was I reused that program later in 2017 for Junior Worlds, right? But I recommend watching the original one because that one was very, very cute.
And since you're going back to university, right, this September, how do you like Providence?
Providence is, as a city, I think Providence is a little bit boring. But it's close to Boston,
Yeah.
which is obviously bigger. So if I want to like explore a city and have fun, then I go to Boston. But my purpose isn't to explore and have fun. My purpose is to go to school and study.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be focused on.
Actually, I spent like 2 months there.
In Providence?
Providence, in Brown, actually in Brown,
Oh.
as a student who participated a workshop there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would agree that there was a very so-called boring city, but very suitable for a student who just want to study there.
Yeah.
Very, very peaceful.
Yeah.
And I think this time in Japan, you enjoyed your vacation free of the pressures. And I'm curious about if given 3-week vacation with free tickets or flight, well, where do you want to spend your vacation?
I would spend maybe 4 or 5 days in Tokyo, or maybe a Japanese city I haven't been to before. But Tokyo and Osaka are my favorite Japanese cities. Then I would go to Nepal, maybe for 1 week or 1.5 weeks. Then I would want to visit. I'd want to visit the Alps in France. I want to see the north faces, the 3 great north faces of the Alps. Maybe that would be a couple days, and then my last few days would be either in Yosemite or Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Because I really want to hear it, because you have been to very many countries in a very young age, and I'm thinking about what I'm gonna spend my vacation. I'm gonna ask some advice from you.
Yeah. Actually, I would take maybe 2 or 3 days in China to eat food, because I really like Chinese food.
I remember that you mentioned that in the video in an interview that you like to eat in China.
Yeah, because I just realized the vacation plan I just outlined has a lot of stuff that I like to do, but it's missing something I really enjoy, which is eating Chinese food. So, yeah.
And this one is gonna be a little bit sensitive. I don't know. How do you think about social media these days? I mean, what about this? Your social media accounts mean to me?
That's a very good question. I think social media, when used correctly, is a powerful tool. But social media unregulated is very dangerous and very toxic. I try not to spend much time on social media. My primary social media is Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I post on Instagram, I try to make posts that are authentic and with like well thought out captions, you know. Like sometimes I will just make quick update posts, like, oh, I'm in Osaka now, here's a picture of me in Osaka, you know, like a quick post like that. But more often, I will try to have like a well-written caption that expresses my thoughts on what the post is about. So that goes with what I said earlier. I think honest is a good word to describe myself. I like to be honest with social media. I think on social media, a lot of people are dishonest, or they're exaggerated personalities, you know? Because when you're behind a screen and on the internet, it's very easy to make judgments about other people without actually knowing anything. Mm-hmm. But if you're actually experiencing something in the real world, it's very different than what you see on social media. And I want to try to bring that real world experience, like the experience you have in real life, show that on social media as much as they can.
The reason I asked it is that your fans in China actually want you to update it maybe regularly or share some moments of your life, even if you return to Graham. Because actually they want to know you not just as an outstanding skater, but also as a normal university students.
Yeah.
Because most of them are at the same age as you. I'm a little bit older though.
I mean, I'm not very good at like I kind of live in the moment. I don't really take random photos too much. Like when I'm out with my friends, usually I'm not the one who says let's take a picture here. Usually it's the other people who say let's take a picture here. So I'm not great at it, but I will try.
Yeah.
Especially because when I'm at school and not skating as much, I won't have as much skating content to post. So I'll have to find other ways to keep my social media updated. So I'll try to keep my fans updated on that.
Yeah. And the next, I think, actually, your fans told me that they want you to read some of the letters, and that makes them feel like they have met you face to face. And your fan page choose 2 letters randomly.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can choose maybe another 1 or 2. Yeah, that's.
So read them right now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'm gonna record it. Yeah. This one. It's from a girl that also wants to go to Olympic.
I can't read Chinese that well anymore.
It's okay. Maybe I will read it for you.
Sure.
Yeah. But I think maybe your fans want to hear you. Oh, you can read Chinese that well, right?
Like I